We are live. Let's see how we are doing. What's up, Jane? Okay. We have volume. Hello, everyone. Stephen Knight, Jesse Good, RH, Pups, how are you? MJ Bates, JT, how are you tonight? What's up, Lace? Nicholas Carroll, how are you? What's up, Caden? Good day, my friend Caden, Melissa Stock, and Chris Kane. Lunatic of Savage, hello. Michael Middleton. Joe, how are you today? Sherry, Rich, Lisa. Ugh. Doing well. Thanks, Jane. Spirit Level, Kakalina. Gravity Cheeseburger, minus the pickles. Anastasia, Lake Superior. What's up, Tim? How are you? Hello, KHR 797. Craig, how are you? Thank you. Glad the audio is good. Glad the audio is up to your spec today, Craig. No, I'm just kidding. Simone, Adam, Lady J. What's up, Diz? How are you? I know I got sidetracked. What's up, Nick? Julie? I got sidetracked because I was getting ready for the live, had YouTube up, and then I saw the trailer for the new Roadhouse, and I'm like, shit. And I looked at the time, and I'm like, I got a couple minutes. That looks pretty good. I don't know. Conor McGregor looks like a fucking robot in it, though. He's no-necked. Samurai, Giant Slayer, how are you guys? Tanya. Johnny Ringo. Pushing up daisies. What's up, Nicola? Candy Wolf is with us. How are you? I'm not sure, Tanya. Not sure. What's up, Monty? How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, DJ? George Sandhoff is with us this evening. How are you, Sam? DC? DC is in the house. It is what it is. Eunice, hello. Sully. You guys have a decent week this week? What's up, Sherry? Gigi, how are you? Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jim, I'm doing well. How about yourself? I got some good experiences for us for tonight. I got a stack of goodness. Is it our anniversary today? Is it the anniversary? Was this the first live stream a year ago? What's up, Sonia? How are you? January 25th. No shit. Thank you for remembering that, Charlie. Yes, wow. Happy anniversary. It's been 1 year since the live streams have started. The Saturday Nightmares live from New York have started. And it's been a blast. What's up, little buddy? And yeah, so it's 34 degrees in upstate New York. It's snow's melting. I know, it's crazy. Can't believe it. I got some black-eyed kids for you. I got a lot of good stuff. 50 in Utah. I don't know. We didn't hit quite 50, but a lot of snow melted today. Thank you, Michael. Love you, kiddo. It does make Saturday night so much better, doesn't it? It does. Just got to text my daughter goodnight real quick. Let her know I love her. Boop. There we go. Had to get a new battery. Batteries are getting expensive nowadays, aren't they? Jeez, I'm crow. I had to actually bring my car to the dealership today, or not today, a couple days ago, because I bring it to the car wash, and I bought that like monthly package or whatever, because I have OCD bad. And it was leaking water in the car. And I brought it to the dealership, and I'm like, hey, my car is leaking water. Why? And they're like, nope, it's not. And so then I brought it back 2 months later, and they're like, oh, yeah, it is. So they had to replace some heater box or whatever. Want to start the night off with an axle on your Jeep? That's expensive. That's some expensive stuff right there. Yeah, Nicola, I have the 2023 Wilderness, Forester Wilderness. Kyle, what's up? Yeah, I'm far from 126 pounds now. I wish. What's going on, Brian? How are you? GSXR, what's going on? Yeah, I'm kind of sick of snow. I don't like snow anymore. I hate it. I mean, I don't mind it, but like I don't like shoveling it, so or snow blowing it. I have like one of those little Ego electric snow blowers, and that thing's dog shit. '06 Liberty. My oldest daughter's boyfriend has I think it's a Patriot. It's a Patriot, and it's like a 2000. I think it's a 2010 or 11, and the motor mounts rotted out on it already. I'm like, what? It's crazy. Vehicles are an expensive but necessary need. Whew, here we go, kids. A friend contacted me with a desperate plea. A friend of hers had told her that she had been hearing strange noises from the first floor and her basement, like the running of bare feet up and down the stairs, barefooted slaps on the hardwood floors. They tried to ignore it and were doing well until they heard a loud shriek, similar to how a child yells when arguing. Her friend and her husband went to the first floor of their home, and an unusual amount of heat was felt. They then heard the sound of bare feet running past them to the basement doors. They summoned their resolve and headed down the stairs. At the base of their stairs, they saw a small humanoid shape, all black, save for a white face, which was featureless, save for two black eyes that swirled like smoke. The couple was hit with an overwhelming stench of garbage and sickly, sweet smell of decomposing body. The child suddenly grew in size, and the couple was immediately stricken with fear. They grabbed their cats and went to a motel. This is where I come in. My friend dropped me off with the keys at 12 a.m. I went in and noticed that there was an odd, stifling, smoldering, or stuffy sensation, like too many people in a small room. You know that sound you hear when you're in complete silence? That shriek. I didn't hear that. I went to the second floor and went to room. I felt nothing. The sound was normal up there. I could hear the street noises and such. Their gaming room was normal, their bedroom normal, their work den was normal. I decided to make this my safe space and relax in the gaming room on a recliner with a book. 2:45 rolls around and I sense something stirring in the back of my head. Something tells me to get ready to go downstairs as soon as I feel the time is right. My instinct is never this clear, and it has never steered me wrong. Then at 3 a.m., I felt the words, "Now get ready, Gabriel," form in my mind. I immediately go to the stairs, looking down at the first floor. Sure enough, I heard the sounds of bare feet paddling across the wooden floor. I then had the sensation of something looking up at me. I felt anger and hate as if something was glaring at me. This infuriates me. I yell at this thing, scolding it for terrifying the couple and their cats. I hear footsteps running away. I literally ran so fast down the stairs, I sailed down. I went to the basement stairs and I was stopped by something in my tracks. Like someone put a blanket up as a barrier. I remember reading something about a membrane of reality or something, feeling myself get angry at being stymied by something that I literally pushed forward. I felt like walking in molasses. Then the sharp smell of garbage rose, followed by the smell of flatulence. I reached the top of the stairs and looked down, despite the lights in the kitchen being on the base of the stairs, looked intensely dark, like someone turned down the brightness. Then I felt it, someone staring back up at me. I managed to push this invisible molasses and made my way to the basement. Even with a flashlight, I couldn't see much of anything. I heard more footsteps, but this time I felt as if there were multiple people, kids in fact. A faint ash was heard to my right. That's when I saw them, 3 or 4 small humanoid shadows, opaque black, but with pale, featureless faces and black, swirling eyes of smoke. We stared at each other for quite some time. I took a few steps forward, and that's when I realized that they were staring through me or behind me. I felt myself getting crowded, even though there was nobody there. Then I heard the most horrible sound, a sound like something licking its lips and wheezing. It said, "Leave us." That's when I noticed the basement seemed very hazy, as if it was out of focus. For some reason, the words pierced the veil popped into my head. Now, I have been through a lot of crap in my life, dangerous, reckless crap, to the point fear has become an annoyance, but hearing that wet sounding, gargling voice made me curse in fear, and I bolted, and I took an Uber home. Much to my severe anger, pictures I took were inconclusive, and the digital recorder picked up nothing. But my clothes smelled bad from that encounter. I contacted my friend and told her to tell her friends to move out of that house as quick as possible. What's up, Fuji? How are you? I don't know. Maybe the people before her let them in. I think what they were dealing with was like a demonic, which then would no, Bruce, nothing from Victor. Trust me, if I hear anything from Victor, everyone will know. There'd be no need to ask about it. What's up, Roger? How are you? I think in that one, um, it may possibly tell us that these things are demonic, possibly. Uh, and maybe they're in that house because whoever owned the house prior um, had let them in, So, what's up, Dwight? Dwight Atwood's in the house with us. Charlie Knight. I heard that it was not titanium, but it was adamantium. What's up, Rigo? Thank you. Just a Christmas present. Rockin' steady. What's going on, brother? What's up, Troy? How are you tonight? There's Dave from Wyoming. Female dogman with pink toenails. I'd say purple, like a light fuchsia color, maybe, Caden. Yeah, Dwight, we were actually talking about a black-eyed kid story that I just read, not the dog man, but yeah. How are you, Kathy? Twinsies, Rigo. Twinsies, brother. What's up, Andy Davis? Guardian, how are you? I saw those barrettes Caden makes. Those are pretty good. I'm gonna have to buy some from him for my daughters. I'm drinking coffee and Coca-Cola. Probably, Kyle. Probably. What's up, Mr. G? How are you? Okay. Put the old $20 is $20 shirt on. Maybe later. All right, here we go. There's a local park that's a few blocks away from my childhood home. There have been a lot of weird experiences I had with my childhood group of friends. A few examples are weird warlike or Jumanji type drums that would play while deep in the trails, people seeing lights flickering randomly in the woods where there should not be lights at dusk, and people feeling like they are being watched or followed when they're alone. The local community decided to build a jungle gym and a few swings, as well as a shelter with picnic tables. There was a little ceremony, and it was a huge success. Lots of trips there as a kid and a lot of fun. In high school, I remember going out there at night to clear my head. That was 2010 or so. I'd just sit on the swings and text. One night, I heard my text tone go off, and I looked at my phone, but there were no notifications. It happens again, and I realized that it was in the woods behind me, about 100 feet or so. It happened again. I was freaked out, so I headed the other way and got onto the road to walk home. and the notifications kept pinging in those woods. So I ended up jogging and then running until I couldn't hear them anymore. I told some friends about this, and we ended up deciding that we would go back on the weekend and walk the trails at night and try to get it to happen again. I was hesitant at first, but we were all pretty big teenagers. One of my friends was a boxer, another a football lineman. It was November now. In the night, we got together. It was kind of sleeting. Not hard enough to be a problem, just enough to be annoying. So we head to the park and get into the woods, walking around with flashlights. We weren't talking, we weren't taking it too seriously, laughing and joking. We ended up kind of in this field area near a fishing pond. All simultaneously, we feel uncomfortable and uneasy. We more or less all didn't want to wuss out, so we started to cross the field, and immediately I got goosebumps, and the back of my neck hair started to stand up. We get to the other side of the field, and someone jokes about about it not being so bad. There were four of us, and we were all nervous and laughed before hearing a loud crash in the wooded area we had just got to. All our flashlights scanned the trees frantically. Me and another friend turned the other way to check our flank and saw something we agree we can't even begin to make sense of. There, for a brief second in the field on the walkway, we both saw a creature that didn't move like any animal we had ever seen. It was almost luminescent as the flashlight seemed to shine back at us when it hit its skin. This thing looked like what I can only compare to the Rake stories, so crawler. It was bony, almost humanoid, but it was hunkered down and it drug its body with its front arms rather than moving with its back legs. It just slithered into the field. The two other guys still scanning the tree line shout they saw something and just took off toward where we saw that thing in the field. Fight or flight kicks in, and the other two of us just take off after them and run, not stopping until we get out of the woods and onto the road. We stopped and stood there. We all had our flashlights, all looking at the woods. The sleet and our tired breathing, the only sound we could hear. Then that same crash again, what sounded like running footsteps. We ran all the way to the house. The second part of the experience is that my two other friends who looked towards the woods saw something about 7 to 8 feet tall poke its head from around a tree only 20 feet into the tree line. They said it had that same luminescent skin and the lights reflected at them, but it had slits for eyes like a cat. The pupils were darker than black. They almost absorbed the light, contrasting to its skin. This is the first time I've tried to put this down in writing. We've all remained friends since then, and none of us can explain what we saw and experienced that night. I couldn't sleep for weeks. It was so uncomfortable living so close to that park. I rigged my windows up with cans with pebbles in them, so that if something somehow messed with them while I slept, I'd be aware. We all kind of agree that with the fact my text tone was repeated and other experiences we've heard about these creatures, we all decided that it probably is one of those creatures being in those woods. What the fuck is going on? Hang on, guys. Why is my driver coming up? What the fuck was that? Okay. Since then, other people that I have never told this to have also mentioned having bizarre encounters there, but nothing like this. Not sure I know anyone who has been in that park and into those woods who doesn't have a weird story. I don't know what the fuck happened to my computer. That was fucking weird. Jane. Fucking weird. Jane. These creatures, we all decided. Wow, that was so weird. That's what it felt like, Roger. That's what it felt like. I don't know what it was. It was freaking weird. What's up, Jody? How are you? I know it's the aliens. What's up, Dogman UK man? How are you? T Chambers? Not bad, buddy. Not bad. Well, what happened was this the screen for my mic, there's like a program for Blue Microphone popped up, and I was like, wait a second. I'm not even using that microphone right now. I'm using a different one. So it was like, why is that coming on? No, I'm not. I don't really like Daredevil. I don't like Marvel comic books or DC unless it's like kind of like, I guess, avant-garde. I'm not into like mainstream comics. I like Image a lot. Oh my God. Nothing happened in Miami except freaking kids and illegal aliens. That was the only alien that was there. It's kind of funny that everybody that would made those videos about Miami and the aliens, they got their million views, and no one's talked about it since because, well, the kids are now in jail and the illegal aliens are living in a hotel. Oh yeah, I've got actually two videos that are of UFOs. But my friend that sent them to me lives in Miami and was there that night that happened on January 1st. But the UFOs that he sent me are unbelievable. The videos. I'll probably share them tomorrow, maybe midday. MJ Richards, I would not doubt that CERN opened a portal. We should not be messing with stuff at all like that. CERN is absolutely like you think about that what they are doing, they could create, I bet you they've created black holes, and they're black holes. Who's to say that a black hole isn't a portal? Probably is. I mean, it makes sense, right? We don't really know what black holes are. It's only a theoretical idea. Scientists don't even really know. So they're opening these portals and slamming these fucking atoms at like the speed of sound. What if one day they did the experiment and everything just stopped to like cease to exist? I don't even think monsters would come out. I think what would happen was our world would just be like, done. We wouldn't even fucking know it. We'd all be doing what we were doing, and then everything would end. You know, that's the saddest part about it. Haha. Make sure you bring your hammer. I'll have to check that out. Barren blood. Absolutely. Absolutely, MJ. Fuji just mentioned the best Limp Bizkit album ever. What's up, Nick? How are you? I thought of you. I thought of you when I played it, actually. I knew you were going to be here tonight. Buckaroo Bonsai. That is one of the greatest 80s movies ever. Anastasia in Virginia in 2022, HARP was messing with the weather, and they had actually they had made it like rain on one side of the town, and on the other in Tazewell, Virginia, it was raining, pouring on one side of town, torrential flooding, and sunny on the other. And then there was a guy who, that was where there was like 8 missing people in 1 year and a bunch of deaths, people found in caves. And then supposedly, and I only say supposedly because I wasn't there, a person that lives in Tazewell said that there was a crawler spotted, but then 2 people that work in the train department or in the train area said that dogmen and a dogman puppy were killed. And then right after that, that's when that happened with the weather. And I made like a week's worth of videos about it. I hope Apple TV makes a second season of Monarch 2. Because they were actually, when it ended, they were talking about they still have more stuff to share. They have a whole lot more stuff to share. Richard Windsor, what is it true that the U.S. has a what, my friend? Larry Lindman, holy shit! Thank you, buddy. God bless you. Thank you. And Crawler is the Rake. Rake is a creepypasta that was created by Tobias Wade. He wrote all of the creepypasta stories about the Rake, but he mimicked them off of a crawler. Larry, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Actually, can you do me a huge favor, Larry? Email me your phone number again, because I had to get a new phone and everything didn't transfer over before I thought it had. And I wanted to call you up and talk to you about something with my dad. Pete Puma Pete, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. Rake is the creepypasta name for them. Crawlers are the physical Rake. Rake is a creepypasta name. It was written by Tobias Wade. So like that story that everybody heard that thinks is true about the ancient mariner on a sea vessel talking about the Rake, or in upstate New York when the power went out, it was created by the Rake. That's all a creepypasta. It's in a book that's fictional. No, the crawler is nonfiction. Crawler is nonfiction. The Rake, the term the Rake is a creepypasta name. Lizzo is Larry Lindman created a new cryptid. Lizzo the cryptid. Lizzo the lot lizard. Oh, that would $20 would be $20 all over that one, huh? Love the love. How are you? Lizzo the lot lizard. Oh shit. You know that's gonna cost more than $20. That's like $40 is $40, right? Sanhoff, have you ever read the book about the Hudson Valley? I think it was Nancy Zimmerman or something wrote a bunch of books about the Hudson Valley, about like the magnetic supposedly magnetic poles or portals opening, satanic occults or cults, excuse me, satanic cults, cryptids, UFOs. There's a really great book. She lulls you to sleep with it. Oh shit. Paranormal book on Hudson Valley, last name Zimmerman. Linda Zimmerman. Sanhoff. The woman's name is Linda Zimmerman. And it's Hudson Valley Haunts by Linda Zimmerman. Hudson Valley UFO Eyewitness. There's a bunch of books by her on the Hudson Valley. Is there an early video of your experience, Jeff? What do you mean an early video? Devil's Onion Ring portal. I got 5 on it. Tracy, in 22 minutes, I will give Andrew a shout out. Hang on 1 second. 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. 1 a.m. And okay. I still have forward. Have you ever shared your story on one of your videos? Yes, Amy. Yes. I actually went there a few times. I will, Radio Shack. I've already done two experiences so far in 39 minutes. So, what's up, the Avenger Dog Man? No, I got. It says 225 people with 110 likes. Tommy, how are you? Aramic, what's going on? How are you? My trail cam, I took down my trail cam, RH, after I had got that weird stuff off there. I got a couple of weird things and I posted it. But then I didn't um I didn't put it back up. Because I can't get out there. It's a fire road and you can't drive out there in winter. It's too deep. What's up, Langs? How are you? Ethan, Jeff, so Black Eyed Kids, Gray Alien Hybrids, Dulce experiments feel like you confirmed it in a video you posted on Wednesday or Thursday. I think maybe. Thanks, 59th. Appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, RH, upstate New York is covered in snow in winter. We get hit with a ton of snow. Oh, that's your Avenger Dogman. Okay, I see. So Dogman UK Man is okay. MJ George, good night, my friend. Thank you for joining us. T Chambers. Been no one since the 90s. I think that the biggest difference is, yes, people have seen the Dogman with hocked legs and a tail with a long snout. And then other people have seen dogmen with straight human-like legs with no tail and a short snout. So I'd say that would be the basic difference. Lewis, thank you, my friend. How have you been? Lewis has been with the channel for as long as Janie has. The upcoming 3 Days of Darkness. I'll have to look at that. That's creepy. Thousand Islands between Maine, New Hampshire. Yes. DJ, upstate New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, that Canadian region right there is hot. But the Hudson River Valley probably isn't as hot as that, but it is hot for UAP. T Chambers, I think the intelligence lies with the werewolf or the human-legged one, and the aggression with the dogman with the hocked. But I'd say battle-wise, probably the werewolf would, because it's bigger. I mean, even in accounts, like I've had multiple different experiences shared. Plus that scientific study by the guy that did the Neanderthal predated us. Sandhoff, Jeff, do you? What's that mean? Two years. Wow. Dude from Texas, how are you? Rochelle, where is that? Steph, how are you? I'm confused with that too, Steve. Okay. So right in the Skinwalker Ranch region. Yep, exactly, Charlie. What's up, William? How are you? 40. I had a working in the plant sometime. I can't get to your live chat. I'm so happy. Lewis, I'm glad that you're here with us too. I'm so glad that you're here with us too. I saw your when you popped up the avatar or whatever it's called. I've been listening since two. But thank you, Richard. What's up, Vang? How are you? When anybody ever says slow and steady, I think of that song, Steady as You Go. Ding, 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 ding. Rita, how are you tonight? All right. How about this experience? A group of college friends. How about that? My encounter happened July of 96 in the Trinity Mountains in Northern California. My roommates and I are up for summer break from Humboldt State University, and we decided to go backpacking for the weekend as we often do. We originally planned to visit Ruth Lake Trailhead, but it was raining hard, and our group decided to ask the rangers at the forest station where there'd be a good place to hike. My roommates are from LA area and decided, skipping ads. My roommates are from the LA area and decided to be smartasses to the ranger, at which I was mortified as my dad spent many summers as a park ranger in Crater Lake, Oregon, and Mount Rainier, Washington. I remember the ranger taking offense, and I saw a gleam in his eyes when he pointed out a nice hike for all of you. He sent us to a trailhead in the Trinity Alps. I only recalled this after the encounter, racking my brain to try and figure out how we ended up in such a surreal situation. We hiked about 5 miles up Steed Canyon and found a flat piece of real estate next to a raging creek. There were some nice granite slabs, and we hung out on and bathed from the afternoon, careful not to get swept away from the swollen creek. At around 10 that night, we were sitting around on a pre-existing campfire on some logs that had been arranged around in a square. We had all heard voices of what we thought were some people approaching our camp from above. We got ready to greet our backpackers, but realized that they were coming from the top of the mountain down a very steep slope, not the trail that followed the creek of the canyon. Their voices were deep and sounded like samurai chatter, as I've heard it described in other accounts. I couldn't understand it, of course, but the tone was unmistakable. Basically, someone is in our territory and we are not happy about it. I directed my crappy flashlight after silhouettes as they skirted our campsite and caught a pair of eyes locked onto me. They were a whitish yellow, large, and far apart. My reaction was one of disbelief and basic mindset that I seemed to adopt for the rest of the encounter, which I now suppose to be a survival instinct that helped me keep my sanity. This isn't really happening to me. I kept telling myself over and over throughout the encounter. I swung my flashlight off the spot, and then when I came back to it, the eyes were gone. Just then, the stomping and hooting began, slow at first and then building in crescendo. The ground shook with every stomp. We all shared looks of shock and disbelief, and at that moment, I experienced the worst fear in my life. I resigned myself to the fact that I was probably going to die. When the stomping and hooting finally stopped, I assumed the voice to be male as it was deep and commanding. It barked some orders, and I thought they were now about to attack. Below us were the higher pitched sounds of females who responded to the orders. A few moments later, we heard huge splashes in the creek from upstream. Either they were throwing boulders into the creek or jumping into it. Their voices were now excited, like a party or celebration. Then it went silent, maybe a minute or two later. We then heard a siren-like scream from the top of the canyon. I could feel it reverberate in my chest. I've had people try and convince me that these were just people playing a prank on us. I've always responded that there was no way a human could hike up that mountain that fast in pitch darkness. I also didn't think anyone could scream that loud, even with amplification. Whatever made that noise was massive. It sounded like a cross between a lion and Tarzan, and it seemed to be proclaiming its dominance over the region. I was just relieved that we were still alive and that they had moved further away. After a while, I lied down in my tent and I heard something walking outside and pulled my sleeping bag from my ears. My tent mate asked if I heard anything, but I was still in this can't be happening mode, and I replied, nope. Just then the campfire went dark with a silhouette of the creature. I literally choked on my scream, petrified to make a noise. I could only watch the shadow as I was completely paralyzed. I remember its fingers groping the seam of the zipper and its breath pushing the tent fabric in and out. I could think, but my body couldn't move. I thought I should grab my camera, but I was paralyzed in fear. I also remember getting the sensation that the creature knew I was aware of it and that I was scared to death. I must have passed out from fear because I don't remember anything after that until I woke up at daybreak. I searched the area with a very new perspective that morning and found a hair that I have since misplaced. I also noticed the trail had deep impressions but no clear tracks. Other than that, there was no trace of our encounter that night. I've never been shy about telling anyone my experience. I will always recount the episode when requested, even in potentially skeptical audiences. I've never worried about what people thought of my account. I know what I encountered. Even if I didn't get a good look at the creatures, I've endured some ridicule, but I'm not afraid to stand up for what I believe in, and all who challenge me go away assured that I am speaking the truth. They may not believe it, but they all tell me they believe that what happened to me actually occurred. What's up, Five Rings? How are ya? Right on, Texas. Right on. Oh. You know, I think that experience reminds me of Jane's experience a lot because of how it came to the fire, and Janie's experience, her experience has always just had this kind of, anytime I hear a Bigfoot encounter, I think of Jane, and that's the honest truth. I think I'm going to share yours in a second, Jane, if you don't mind. I'm trying to look for something real quick. Hang on one second. Tommy, thank you so much. I'm glad that I make your Saturday night special because you guys make mine special too. I have never had a Mothman encounter that I'm aware of. Though. I've had um, some weird stuff happen, but I don't know if it was truly a Mothman or not. Um, so, uh, continue sending Jane something really quick. Okay. Janie. Hang on one second. I'm going to share Jane's. I just wanted to send Jane something. Months ago. All right. So Jane's experience. Um I just put Jane's experience is she was in I think Montana. Hang on. All right. So Jane was, I believe, in Jane, where were you? Was it Montana? Hang on, I'm waiting for her to message me back. All right. So anyway, Jane, I think it was Montana. Yes, Montana. All right. So Jane and her husband and her two Doberman Pinschers were on a camping trip. They were in they had a like a tow behind trailer, um, and they had been driving all day, and they found this kind of like pull off, very rural area. So they pulled off. They started a little campfire, and it was just Jane was young, old Janie Young, with her puppies and her husband. And they were probably smoking a little weed, drinking. I'm just kidding, Jane. They were having a good time. So day goes by, and they go to bed. Well, they had just put their fire out, and they had heard something kind of outside of their tow behind. And all of a sudden, she's like, "What the hell's that?" She looks out, and the fire is now going again. And she's like, "Huh, what the hell?" And she sees this silhouette of a huge humanoid. That's why it reminds me, that experience that I just shared reminds me of Jane's, because they saw a silhouette in the tent outside of the fire. Jane's Dobies were so scared that they didn't make a noise, they didn't get up, they didn't do anything except urinate on themselves and on their bed. not on Jane and her husband's bed, but on the dog's bed. So they watched this for the time being, and it left. It didn't bother their trailer. It didn't do anything. It kicked up the doused fire. Yeah, I said that, Jane. And so they end up crashing out for the night. And the next morning, they drive to this like kind of no country for old men gas station out in the middle of nowhere. And she's like, her husband, I think she said she should use a bathroom or something. She wasn't there. And then she comes back into her husband and the guy having a conversation. So she's like, she hears this and he said something. And the old guy looks at her and says, I got a question to ask you, ma'am. And Jane's like, sure, what's up? You know, in Jane's hospitality, you know, their pleasantness. And he said, is it that time of the month for you? Jane is like, what the fuck? You know, are you some sort of pervert? And he's like, ma'am, calm down. I'm just asking that because these creatures out here can sense that when you are. And it just so happened to be that Jane was. Bam. That's Jane's experience. Steve, there never will be any update on Andrew Dawson because he's dead. That's the unfortunate thing is that he's dead. His fiance or wife still posts videos on her TikTok about missing him a lot and stuff like that. But other than that, no. Definitely not. California, what's going on? How are you? All right. So crazy psych nurse. So really quick, since I shared Jane's, I'm going to share mine quick, and then I'll give you guys a black-eyed kid experience. Okay. Is it what? Andy, happy birthday, buddy. It's Andy's birthday. Happy birthday to Andy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little Andrew. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so really quick, this is for psych nurse. Little Andy turned 4, and he's watching the channel right now, sitting up, playing with his dog man toys, hanging out. Andy, give me some knuckle, brother. All right, so my experience is it happened in 1994. I was 17 years old. I was with 4 other my friends, my girlfriend, my buddy Martin's girlfriend, and our buddy Gabe that was driving us around because we were 17 and couldn't drive. Luke, what's up? Luke Neely, how are you? Minority Reporter. So we were pulled off in this cul-de-sac. It's kind of a U-shaped cul-de-sac. Now it's not. It's huge now. It goes out into the woods. So we were sitting there. We weren't doing drugs. We weren't drinking. We weren't smoking weed. We were smoking cigarettes. I was probably trying to get laid, to be honest with you. We were listening to Biohazard. So how we were parked, the U-shape went this way, and we were parked like this. My friend Gabe was in the car. I remember the girls were sitting on the ground at the time of this all happening. And off in the distance, we heard this kind of like shriek, howling, growling, weird noises coming through the woods. And the girls jumped up and they're like, for some unknown reason, they screamed vampire. I don't know why. I'm clueless to why they screamed vampire. But they jumped in the car. My friend Martin and I are like, I'm standing outside. I'm in the front of the car, like, what the hell is going on? Because it caught me off guard. I was just like, this is very strange. I see eye shine at different heights coming through the woods. Now, the thing about the woods is this is a brand new cul-de-sac. So when they made the road and they made the yards for the houses, they just pushed all the shrubs and the shit into the woods and the wood line, you know? So these things are running through the woods. There's like 6 skeletal houses and an orange street light. It was one of those like shitty orange 90s street lights. And you could see the eye shine. They were like shorter, taller. And I'm like, what is going on? So all of a sudden, my friend Martin goes, Jiff, get in the fucking car. And I'm like, confused because everyone is now in the car. The music stopped. I'm not being brave. I'm being like, I'm confused at like what is going on. So I get in the car, and Gabe had one of those like Caprice Classic or Gutless Cutlass, whatever the fuck it was. It was a land yacht. It was this light blue color. And he punched it, and we got like to the end of the road, and there was this dog man standing at the edge of the wood line and at the edge of the road staring at us. And I remember looking, we all looked at it and we were like, what the fuck is that? And we went north because that's where our town is. We were south of it. And the next day, my friend Martin and I drove back out there because it was daytime and we could drive. And we got out there and we were looking for tracks, trying to figure out what we just saw that night, because none of it made sense, you know. While we're out there, the guy that was like the head person, the foreman or whatever, starts yelling like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you guys doing? Are you guys stealing stuff?" Because people had been stealing wood and tools and shit, I guess. And my friend Martin and I were like, we're looking for his dog. And he's like, whoa, that's weird. He goes, last night when we were buttoning up everything, we heard a bunch of dogs out in the woods fighting. And so we were just like, wow, that's really weird. And we left. And from that day forth, I went to like a used bookstore. I found any kind of cryptid book, anything paranormal. And I've just been searching for answers. Years later, 20-something years later, 2 years ago, I run into Gabe, the kid that was driving us. And after that experience, he blew us off. He ditched us. He didn't want to hang out with us. He wanted nothing to do with us for some reason. And I was talking to him about that night. And he said, Jeff, he said, the craziest thing was when I was in the car, I saw 2 of those things before they were running in front of us. I saw 2 of those things cross the road to be behind us. That's why I said to everyone, get in the car. I didn't even hear him say get in the car. So that's my experience for those of you who have not heard it. And I will probably never share it again on the channel on a live stream because I know you guys hate it. No, Sam. The thing, they had whitish colored eyes, and it was at least 7 feet tall. It was as tall as the stop sign that was at the end of the road. But when they were in the woods, there was different heights of them. So I don't know if they were running bipedally and quadruped. No, Rochelle, I didn't see what you said about my experience. And I can't find it because there's too many people. Rochelle, I can't find it. If you could tell me. Junior Vargas, it was definitely cock blocking. I got cock blocked by a dog, man. Steph, have a good night, my friend. Steve O, you're right. Keep stacking the silver. I don't know if I was afraid. To be honest with you, it's been so long. To be honest with you, I don't think I was afraid. Tracy, have a good night. Thank you for joining us. I think more or less I was confused. To be honest, if it was now, I'd probably be like a little weirded out. But I don't know about afraid. I think I was more afraid when I was running down the mountainside from whatever blasted through the tree where Tom Mezek disappeared, or whatever the metallic sound was that I caught, than of my encounter. But yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Running fast in the tree line. Okay, I'm trying to find. I was scared for you. That metallic sound was the freakiest thing. What's up, Nick Hendricks? How are you? Supposedly, yes. One of his cousins said that they heard it. Eduardo, how are you? Guys, I fucking missed the ads. I'm sorry. Well, Martin Groves talks about that after David Paulides interviewed Tom Mezek's family members. Martin Groves is a hack, I think. That's just my opinion. I hear you, Nick. I mean, I'm not saying like, you know what I mean? Like people have said they've heard metallic sounds all the time. And then but the first person to ever really bring it to our attention, and as much as I don't like his personality, was David Paulides, and then Paulides brings it to everyone's attention. And then you have all of these people that I'm a researcher. I have a dogman convention. Look at me, saying stuff that they learned from other researchers. Paulides really did a lot of work to start this shit off for all of us. I don't like his personality, but he is one hell of a researcher. Yeah, David's still alive. Yep. I don't watch other channels. You're drunk, yeah. I don't watch any other channels because I think that if you research stuff like I do, you don't have time to watch other channels. And in my eyes, other channels that watch other channels and they make friends, like it's more or less for views and it's a competition or whatever. Like I do this because I genuinely love doing it. I don't care about having friends in the field. Like you guys are my friends. You guys are all I fucking need. You know what I mean? Like my subscribers, because I get more info from you guys than any video, it's just like, I don't want to be in any circle of whatever, I don't want to be in a circle jerk with these guys. I just want to be me. Maybe, yeah. I think, yeah. I think his story is true. Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't. No, I'm just saying when people use other people's content, or not content, but like theories and ideas, and don't give props to the original person, that makes him a hack, in my eyes. Yeah, I mean, I'd be in a circle jerk if there was $20 in the middle and we all had to put in the $20 and we could all get our $20 back and I got an extra 20. Fuck yeah. What's up, Jay Cortez? How are you? I think it's time. $20 is $20. Fucking 1 a.m. I ain't gay, but $20 is $20, you know? Fuck it. Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate that. Ugh. And I was not insulting anyone. I was not insulting, like, I don't have time for other channels or friends. You know what I mean? Like, James Dark Waters is my friend because he's shown me nothing but kindness and respect. But I also don't watch his channel. You know, like I'll pop in a live or something, but I don't know his videos. I don't know what he does on his channel because I don't. Just like he doesn't watch my channel all the time, you know? So, I mean, that's just, I think it's like the circle jerk of cryptids is weird. What's up, Wilburn? How are you? I know, Andy Davis. Some guy outside is fucking probably dropped his crack pipe and he's like, fuck, I can use that $20. Standing outside my window throwing rocks right now. Yeah, and I agree. He's smoking and throwing. And then every once in a while, the rocks that he's throwing, he's putting in his pipe and trying to smoke them. And he realizes he just threw one of his little crack rocks. He's like, oh, fuck. Looking around for it like my grass is the carpet. All right, here we go. This one is not a black-eyed. We'll hit the black-eyed right after. Enki, what's going on? I didn't see you there. How are you? No name given was traveling with her mom on Highway 22 between Panama City and Wachichika, Florida, Bay County. It was around 7:15 and 7:30 in the morning, July 2007. Hang on, I had to burp. That was fucking rough, man. You ever try to read something and you get that burp sensation and it's a Coca-Cola burp? That shit hurts, yo. Oh. Okay. Speaking, I just said, yo. Did any of you guys see Ben Shapiro rap? Dude from Texas, if your burps smell like a fart, then your mouth has been in places I don't want to know where. Dude, Ben Shapiro raps with Tom McDonald, and it is fucking awesome. Ben Shapiro is fire. My little Jewish buddy, I love him. I want to hug that little motherfucker. He's so fucking great. Oh my goodness. Dude, when it dropped, I was like, no, because Tom McDonald I made like a video saying that it was going to happen. And I was like, it can't be. It's going to be AI. And sure as shit, it's really Ben Shapiro. And he called out Nicki Minaj in it too. Fucking Tommy McDonald is great. I love him. Oh, the only Canadian that's more American than most Americans. All right, here we go. This witness, whose name was not given, was traveling with her mom on Highway 22 between Panama City and Wichita, Florida, Bay County. It was around 7:15 and 7:30 a.m., July 2007. They had just gone to the bank and were heading back home, going eastbound at 55 miles an hour, chatting. They had their windows down. It was a sunny day, and they were the only car on this stretch of road. There was 5 to 10 acres of farmland and a big line of pine trees on both sides beyond that. The witness saw what she assumed was a dog in the reed grass. It was black, and she could see its hind end initially. It was walking through the grass, not running. As the driver slowed down, the creature, which was 150 yards away, suddenly jumped into the middle of the road. It was on all fours and appeared to be a very large black panther. The witnesses stopped the car, and her mother and her just stared at the creature as it suddenly rose to its feet. It just stood up. It was huge. It was big, and it was facing the truck. We were in a Chevy Colorado, and it was facing our truck. I'm guessing it had to be 8 to 9 feet tall. That would be the height. I'm guesstimating, maybe. The driver was just confused and shocked, while the mother in the passenger seat began to scream out in fright. The witness claimed that it had a large head, though it wasn't overly proportionate to the size of its body. Cat-like ears, a cat nose, greenish-gray colored eyes, a wide chest, long hands with pads on the insides, and huge razor-like claws, muscular but not hulking arms, and cat-like legs with large feet. It almost looked like 4 feet, no, 2. They were so big. A thick, shiny coat of black hair and a small tail with a curl or a ball at the end. At no point did it open its mouth, so we didn't see its teeth. She was certain that it was a male. She thought it was capable of great speed. The creature was not aggressive at all. It merely stared at us as if to say, "What are you doing here?" The creature eventually turned and walked off across the field, eventually disappearing out of sight. The witness noticed how odd it was seeing it walk on its hind legs and described it. It just seemed to flow in its movements. The entire sighting lasted maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Afterward, the mom, in her 70s, told the witness that she felt great fear and she thought the creature was going to eat her alive. The witness did not feel any fear whatsoever. She was more confused and wondering why the creature allowed them to see it. She has gone up and down that road many times, but has never seen it again. She eventually moved away from the area. I don't know. To see a bipedal cat. All right, check this out. You guys are in the woods, right? You're hanging out, you fucking la-di-don, and there's a dog man. And then you see a bipedal cat man the same size as the dog man. Which are you going to be afraid of more? Gingerbeard, how are you? Both? Cat? Dogman? Catman? Dogman? All right, Dogman. Wow. Dogman. Cats, exactly, Tracy. I would be more afraid of a cat man because cats are the apex predator. Dogs are dogs. I mean, fuck, dogs, right? Dog. Cats, are nasty, mean motherfucking creatures. Cats will fuck you up. Cats can be assholes. My cat is an asshole. My cat has fucked my legs up so bad. And I've always thought this. Like, I've always thought about, like, okay, so the biggest dog would be like a mastiff, a wolf, a cane corso, those South African hunting dogs, but like they are no equivalent to a tiger or a lion in size. Tigger is probably sleeping on the couch like this right now. He's probably got his legs splayed out, his little cat nuts hanging off. Cats are smart too. Cats are very smart. I'd call it a cat man because there's been numerous accounts of catman sightings in Texas. In Central and South America. The catman's litter box would be big. Cat nuts. Dude, Tigger's not fixed. So he's got these fucking, he walks around like he owns my house. The motherfucker has never sprayed anywhere. But I swear to God, he thinks he's got the biggest nuts in the world. I have a blowgun and I want to fucking shoot him in the balls with him sometimes. I just want to be like, ha ha. Georgianne, how are you? Tigger was a cat man at one point, but then I gave him some medicine to fix it. Yeah, his name, he's the cat's mascot. Let me see if I can get him. Brian, have a good night, buddy. Buddy. Come here, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, cocksucker. He'll come. He'll come. He wasn't on the couch, so he's probably laying on my bed, splayed out like this, nuts hanging out. So yeah, Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger. That's a perfect example. That's a cat man. Shit, and they even made a cereal of him. All right, black-eyed kids. Here we go, kids. This happened back in high school during my. This happened back in high school during my. I get so excited sometimes I start to stutter. I'm like, nerd, nerd, nerd. All right. This happened back in high school during my junior year. I lived near Jasper in North Florida at the time. I missed the bus and didn't have a car, so my mom had to drive me to school. The main road was a long rural stretch that only had one equally tiny other neighborhood and a few houses here and there. It was 6 a.m. or something, still dark outside and a little cold. As we were pulling out of our neighborhood, my mom and I both saw these three kids in blue and white private school uniforms standing side by side, literally shoulder to shoulder at the entrance of our neighborhood on the sidewalk. It was either two girls and one boy or two boys and one girl. I don't remember the ratio, but the girl wore a blue and white skirt dress outfit, and the boy a blue short-sleeved shirt and khaki shorts. This was weird for a few reasons. It was only 40 degrees outside. They looked like they were dressed for summer, and they didn't even have coats or anything. Secondly, there were two schools in the area, but not a private school until the next town over. and blue and white were not that school's uniform colors. Third, what young kids just stand there in single file line, not doing anything but standing? No joking around, nothing. Yeah, right. Lastly, this wasn't where the bus stop was. It was a few blocks down. Just a sprinkle of extra creepy. They weren't any street lights. They were just standing in the dark, not doing anything except being creepy. They were at the corner on the right, closest to the passenger side, where I was obviously sitting. And of course, where we were turning right. As we got closer, I thought at first they didn't have faces, but it was just too shadowy and dark out. The headlights only shone under their shoulders, which is how I can remember the outfit so vividly. Then we got closer, and I was relieved to see they had faces. But then I got completely freaked out all over again when I saw their eyes. They were all black, like all black. My mom saw it before I did, and she put the pedal to the metal and hightailed it out of there. I remember trying to look back and see them, but I couldn't since it was too dark. My mom didn't go back home until the sun rose, and it was bright enough to not be scared. Of course, nobody believed me at school, and my siblings thought we were full of it. But we know what we saw. We never saw them again after that. I thought they were ghosts, but a few months after that, I heard about black-eyed children on YouTube or something and made the connection. We moved shortly after that due to an unrelated reason. This was 8 years ago, and I had blissfully forgotten about them until my mom just recently said, "Remember when?" Wait, what did I miss? What do you hear on your roof? Yeah, all the celebrities are buying bunkers. Cowboy Five Rings. What? Wait, what happened to Five Rings? What did I miss? Five Rings. Five Rings, I'm sorry for your loss. My cat down. Oh, buddy. Buddy. Five Rings, I am so sorry for your loss, my friend. Shit, that is harsh. Wow. I'm so sorry. I dread the day when I will lose Tigger. But I'm sorry for your loss, my friend. My heart goes out to you. Michelle Moore, was that tall gray? Was that guy that was standing outside that talks about the gifting rock? I'm at the Sharon Stone today, guys. I got my bottle of KY, and Bigfoot's gonna violate my butthole at the Sharon Stone. There ain't no gifting rock here. It's just the Sharon Stone. I got my friend the Lot Lizard with me. OG, nothing happened in Miami. It was a bunch of illegal aliens and kids running around. I covered it the day that everyone covered it, and it was definitely fake. There was fireworks. There was said to be an active shooter and a bunch of other stuff that was going on. And of course, there was going to be 30 police cars. There weren't 80. If you look at the video and count them, there weren't 80. There were 30. And an active shooter in downtown Miami. Of course, there's going to be a lot of cops. Oh, shit. I forgot about Sharon Stone. Shit, man. There is a Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone's at the Sharon Stone. Oh, yeah, with Bigfoot, baby. Doing a little Basic Instinct. She did the old Basic Instinct. Oh, I'm skipping these ads. Skipping you. Get the fuck out of here. But the head of a bastard cat. Oh. You know it, 59th. Yeah, you're drunk, Aunt. You got to email me what's going on at the house, please. I want to know. And knowing is half the battle. Pine Knot, how are you? I didn't say hi to you. Bacon Instinct. Showing her goods to Bigfoot. Would you ever do a video of your days on Scream Radio different times? What's that mean? Would you ever do a video of your days on Scream Radio different time? I don't know what that means. Caden got that one. Little people. Oh, shit. You got little people? Little people ain't nothing to fuck with. I don't know, man. You got midgets running around on your fucking roof? Ooh-wee. Ain't nothing more scarier than midgets and clowns. And then when you got a midget clown, shit, I'm hiding. Bigfoot likes apples and strawberries, but Bigfoot likes meat too. Bigfoot likes blood as well. Michelle. Bigfoot are not like these herbivore, Karens that live in the woods. Bigfoots are apex predators that eat deer and really rip freaking things apart. They are nasty. Do you guys remember the story that Tim Baker told us? So Tim Baker, Coonbo, we all know Coonbo. The only person that I would put maybe in an expert category, and I say maybe very loosely because Tim has been doing this for 60 years. So husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend are out in the woods and they're in Lover's Lane, right? And they're outside of the car and they are doing the dirty. Okay. Now, initially, what people in the community says was that Bigfoot killed the guy and had its way with the girl. That's not the true story. The true story is that Bigfoot, big feet, many big feet, 2 or 3, actually pushed the girl out of the way or knocked her out. She was alive. She still is alive to this day, and had their way with the man. And he died. And the reason why they did that is because if you think about how silverback gorillas and chimps and other kind of primates are, is when they sense a dominant species, they make that species feel less than. Come here, buddy. I told you he'd come. Hi. What? What, buddy? Whoa. 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 Oh, your buddy's here, huh? Yeah. There he is. What? Huh? Good boy? Good boy? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who is that? Hey, Linda, how are you? Hi. Hi. Yeah. Oh, can you guys hear him breathing? Good boy, huh? What? What? Want to do a story with Daddy? Huh? Want to do a story with Daddy? You gonna bite me? Huh? Okay. Okay. Oh, you go boy. He's a good boy. All right, here we go. In 1978, I was elk hunting west of a town called Dubois, Wyoming. I was on my way back to town for a hot meal, gas, and to restock my food supplies as I was camping in a tent in the back country. I was on the highway going west of town coming in and found a man wearing only hunting shoes, a heavy shirt, and a goose down vest. In Wyoming, in the middle of October, then this was definitely underdressed. The daytime temps were in the high of 30s at best, and the nights were in single digits or lower. Well, he got out onto the road and started waving his arms wildly and begging me to stop. I saw his eyes. They had a trail of tears on his face, trailing down with dirt on them. I pulled over to the side of the deserted road to see what his problem was. I thought it might be a wreck on some icy spot of the highway. Little did I know this would change my thinking and the way I hunted by myself forever. He ran to my side of the pickup, and I could see that he was very scared about something. He grasped the pickup and begged me with tears in his eyes to take him to town. I couldn't say no to this man. I asked him if he was in a wreck or something. He said, "No, please get me out of here. I need to go somewhere safe." I thought that was odd that he would say something like this. And as I had my right hand on my pistol in my lap, hey, you guys never know, right? I said, "Get in." He looked around at the tree line along the roadway and again ran to the passenger side of the pickup. As he was coming around the truck, I put the pistol in the side pocket of the door, and he got inside and locked the door and made sure the window was up. Again, watching the tree line. "Go, please," was all he said. I started back toward town, and then I noticed the scratches on his face, clothes and hands, and his whole body shaking. After we went a couple of miles, he somewhat slowed down, rechecking the tree line and passenger rear view mirror. "You okay, buddy?" I asked. He stared at me for seconds and then broke down crying like a little kid. "Yeah, but don't think I'm crazy, man. I just had something happen and I ain't going back there for nothing. I hope the guys are okay." He composed himself and started to explain. "I was hunting with two of my buddies, and we've always hunted below Brooks Lake. And when we come to Wyoming, usually we get elk or deer. Never go home skunked here. Just love it. I was going along the trail I had been on many times to get to this small overlook and sit a while. It was their turn to push the elk to me. I was almost there when I walked past this stand of trees close together, and on the other side was a huge lizard. It was standing easily over 6.5 feet tall, golden bronze in color, with what looked to be a vest. I could tell it was a male, I guess, and he had a black thing in his clawed hand. His eyes were like a cat's, and it had a tail. I just stood there with my rifle in my hands across my chest, kind of frozen like I was looking into the face of death. I just knew it. I coughed a little, and its arms with the black thing came up so fast I could hardly see it. Something hit my whole body from my feet to my head, and I fell back to the ground. I don't know if I flew or fell or just went backward. It came slowly walking up to me. I could hear it, and I could only move my eyes slightly as it came into view. It just looked down at me, its mouth slightly open, making a low hissing sound, and its forked tongue slightly coming out of its mouth. Its head turned down to look at me and did this for a few minutes. I could hear it breathing, see the nose holes working, see its chest muscles tensing and relaxing all over its body. I was frozen looking up at this thing. I couldn't look at it directly, and I couldn't close my eyes very easy either. Its expression never changed, only the eyes moved, sometimes slow, sometimes fast. On its sleeveless kind of shirt, it had this O with a smaller, screwy offset Y and Z, I think. It finally walked away down the trail. I don't know how long I lied there. From the sun's movement, maybe a couple of hours. I could hear the forest sounds, birds, wind, trees, and animals going about their day like nothing happened. I would use my arms and legs to move, hell, even my fingers. When I could move, every muscle in my body ached as I would use it, like after a workout at the gym or something. I knew if I went down the hill, I would come to an old creek bottom and hopefully not see it again. I did that. I followed it out of the canyon bottom and then to the road to you. Thanks again. Don't make me get out. I took off my coat. I guess I forgot my rifle and cap. I don't need them. I hope my buddies are okay. I heard something following me when I first got up. It was really heavy sounding and would stop when I stopped. And once or twice I could hear it breathing like this kind of raspy wheeze. I would start running or walking, but I couldn't rest. He told me which motel to let him off at. He did, thanked me many times and got out, went into the office, and I never saw him again. I thought about this fantastic story and wondered if it was true. But could it be right? I didn't hear anything about someone having problems anywhere around town that fall. I asked about the man the next year at the motel, and no one could remember him, and if anyone knew stories about this area. I didn't get specific or anything. I didn't press it. My buddy, whom I was close to and explored stuff like this at every opportunity, was interested in this experience and the location. He took off up there the next summer for a long weekend. I had to work, so I couldn't go. I didn't see him for a couple of weeks later. I asked him about it and what he found. He looked at me and got this very serious look. Dude, don't go up there. Promise me, okay? That was all he said. I could tell he meant it. I would go with this guy sometimes, and he was very analytical and professional when he did things like tapping sounds at cemeteries, exploring ghost haunts, and others. He never acted scared at any time. I have never hunted or been on that side of the highway since then, but I have talked to others who have seen large barefoot prints, strange flying stuff, and howls over the years. Then around the Wind River Mountains, for what that's worth. I do like to read about the unknown and sometimes explore it, but and I mean it, but if it just feels wrong before I start, I leave it alone. Now when I hunt anywhere, I don't fear bear, wolves, or other people, but I am weary of what else might be out there. And always let someone know where I'm going and when I should be back. All right. What do you guys think about that one? I remember when I narrated this experience like 2 years ago. And the thing that got me with that experience was what his buddy said. And his buddy was like, don't go up there again. Don't go up there. It's in Wyoming. Fuji, I'm drinking the Coke, baby. What's up, Clint? You're never late. You're here, right, buddy? You're right. You're good. I'm doing good. My dad not so good. Yeah, Montana's nuts. Arizona sweet tea. Sweet tea, sweet tea. What the fuck am I doing that? That was dumb. The fuck was that? It's just dumb. Just tell the Squatch you're there for your $20. Yeah, and then he'd probably go like this, right in my butthole. I'd be like, Bud, why? Buddy. Dude, Tigger just farted. I just heard it. He goes, what the fuck? And I'm a swamp donkey. That's the greatest song ever. The greatest song ever. Wind River, that movie is good too. The movie is amazing. I'm drinking the blood of my enemies. Joe. Let's have a talk about this, Joe. That is scary. Jeff, if Bigfoot is going to add the big... Dude, animals are weird when they fart. When animals fart... The other day, I was petting Tigger, and he likes when I push him down, right? So I'll push him down, and he gets like... He's kind of tubby because he eats a lot. But he's big. He's a big cat. And like he's the size of a beagle. So he weighs 43 pounds, probably 44 now. So I pushed him down and he kind of boof, like that. And he literally farted. Did you guys see a line go across the screen just a minute ago? Was there a line that went across the screen like this right here? What's up, Teresa? Yes. Caden, you saw it? No line. I saw the green line. Okay, green line. John, you saw it. Okay. Yeah, a flash. It went like right here. Like a VHS. Like a VHS line. Dude, something's going on. Fuji, they've been watching my ass for a little while now, my friend. Most definitely. They don't like Jeff. Could be aliens. I wish I could hear it too, your drunk aunt. The Alphabet Society. Joanne, do you want to know something funny? Google owns YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is owned by ABC. How weird is that? Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. They're messing with you. Yeah, they are. I'm telling you, Jeff, I didn't want to say anything, but I think someone's trying to act your shit. Yeah, there are just a few corporations. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Owned by ABC. Google is owned by ABC. Hang on, I'll look it up for you guys. Who owns Google? Alphabet Incorporated. I'm sorry, not ABC. It's called Alphabet Incorporated owns Google. How scary is that? Oh, Sully, most definitely. Did you see it? Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Luke, did you guys know that BlackRock is trying to buy every single house in America? Did you guys ever know that? Maybe, Junior, but I can't do that cool move. So BlackRock, all right, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to buy every house in America. So my kids and my kids' kids and your kids and your kids' kids will never own a house. They'll have to rent. And that's purposely done. And I really honestly, here's another thing. You know who speaks about it is fuck Kennedy. I forget his not shit. What's the fucking Kennedy guy? And I believe that prior to BlackRock being BlackRock, I think that's who killed RFK. Yeah, Robert Kennedy. I think that's who killed Senior, and I think that's why Robert Jr. has such a hard on for him because he knows that the affiliates and stuff were the reason for his family's demise. Thanks, Sammy. Yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood tonight. Cryptic Cooper, you might try and do a little more Googling than that because the real truth is they're trying to buy everyone's home. Robert Kennedy spoke about it, and he would speak more truth than Google, considering Google is owned by Alphabet Incorporated. Yes, OG Hash just Googled. The government does have our hearts at their interest. You are right, OG. Thank you for looking that up. I truly appreciate that. Well, you know what? We are not going to own any. You are not going to own anything, and we're all going to be happy. We're all going to be happy being broke, homeless pieces of poop while the elite drink the blood of the children. This live stream's getting taken down. We are going to be poor. That's scary, Pops. That's scary. That is. My mom had. Check this out. My dad has lived in the house that my parents live in for 70 something years. My grandfather built the house that my dad lives in. And no one has ever offered to buy the house. No one, right? It's never been up for sale. There's never been a lien, a mortgage, whatever. It's always been owned by my family. The property, the house, like my grandfather bought it cash in like 1940 something and then built the house. My dad's in the hospital for a month. And out of the blue, randomly, my mom has gotten 3 calls on the phone about people offering to buy the house. Dude from Texas. Oh, I am, Mr. Rollins. I am. My dad already put it in my name, so no one's buying it. Yup. All right, here we go. They are playing real life Monopoly. Monopoly. All caps make you a corporation. So I should just put my name in all caps and be incorporated. Yeah, she can't Gravity. She can't sell the house because the house is in my name. It's in her name, my name, and my dad's name. Is it already in caps? That's crazy. All right, here we go. Back in the summer of 97, I had a terrifying experience with what I now know to be the phenomenon as the black eyed kids. At the time, I had never heard of these beings, and I have been bothered by the experience for many years. It just occurred to me to scour the internet to see if anyone else has witnessed anything like. I gotta stop. All right. Back in the summer of 97, I had a terrifying experience with what I now know to be the phenomenon known as the black eyed people. At the time, I had never heard of these beings and have been bothered by this experience for many years. It just occurred to me to scour the internet to see if anyone else has witnessed anything like it, as I knew that I couldn't possibly be the only one to ever have this happen. My encounter differs from any that I have now discovered so far, as they are not trying to communicate with me, but are rather trying to keep away from me. Believe me, I know that. Believe me, I know. I now know that that is a good thing. Also, it differs in the fact that my experience happened in broad daylight rather than late at night like others I have read. It was a hot, sunny summer day in 97. I was about 15 at the time. I was with my friends. I live in a small town called Grantham in Lancashire, United Kingdom. While out with friends, I was not too far from home and decided to go home and get a quick drink, and my two friends accompanied me down to my house. They waited outside while I went in to have a drink of water. You're a shitty friend. You should have brought your friend some water. Oh, he did. I was quite thirsty, so I drank. No, he didn't. My friends had gone, so I decided I would walk back to my friend's house, which was on the other side of the block. As I walked up the path to the street, I happened to look about 5 houses down from my mom's house, and at the front of her garden, she had a wooden fence at the time and a driveway on the furthest side of the garden. There were 2 very large conifer trees that overhung the fence. So looking down the street, I saw 2 people backed up to the fence, and the top of them was pushed back into the overhang. Thinking that these were my friends messing with me, I started walking toward them. As I got closer to them, I shouted, "Come on, you two, I can see you hiding there," thinking that they were going to come out and laugh. I smiled to myself, but instead of coming out, they managed to jump up into the conifer trees, over the fence, and come out in my mom's friend's garden. At this point, I'm thinking, how could they have done that? Because the foliage on the trees was pretty thick. They didn't stop there. They turned around toward the next garden and managed to climb over a 5-foot fence panel. As I watched them weirdly go over the panel, I shouted again to stop messing around. I said that it was weird the way they got over the fence because it wasn't a hop or a jump. I can only describe it as lizard-like. That's the only thing that comes to my mind to describe it as. So I kept walking down the road and watched as they went over a 6-foot gate into the next door's back garden. So I thought to myself, I know what to do. I would carry on walking and catch them when they came to the next garden. I picked up my pace, carried on, and caught sight of them in the next garden and stopped dead in my tracks as I looked in horror at what I had been chasing. They stood a few feet from each other. One looked like a teenager, and he was wearing fashion of the time, which was a blue puffed jacket that was zipped up. He was wearing jogging bottoms that had studs up the legs, which were called poppers, trainers, and a baseball cap. I didn't look at his face as the other one caught my attention nearly straight away. This one was much older, very pale skin. The top of his head was completely bald, but around the side of his head, he had long, greasy black hair down the middle of his back. He was wearing a long trench coat, which went to his ankles. He was wearing boots. His hands had long fingers that ended in sharp looking, dirty nails. He had a large hooked nose, and his eyes were pure black. It looked so evil. As my eyes met his, it felt like time had stood still. Nothing was moving. Not a leaf, no breeze, nobody else on the street. Silence. I couldn't move as I was paralyzed with fear and terror. I knew it was staring at me into my eyes, maybe into my soul. I stood rooted to the spot for what felt like hours, but was probably only 5 minutes. I broke eye contact, turned, and ran for what felt like the lifetime back to my house. When I got indoors, I sat down and cried. I couldn't console myself. It took me a while to compose myself and tell my parents what happened. They didn't know what to do. I sat down and drew what I saw. I still have that drawing today. Not that I need it. That image is burned into my brain, and I could probably draw the exact same one in another 30 years. I don't know what these things were. It definitely was not a human. Over the years, it has played on my mind, bringing many questions with no answers. I thought it was either an alien, a demon, or a monster in between. Some of the questions brought me apart from what it was. How did they climb over the fence like they did? Why were they wearing large coats in a boiling hot day? After reading other accounts of black-eyed children, why were they in the middle of the day on a normal street in a small town? Why did they run from me? I hope no one ever has to experience these black-eyed beings. If you do, run. P.S. It turned out that my friends went straight back home when they left me. I was quite angry with them for a while and told them what happened to me. They laughed and thought I was joking. I have never been more serious about anything. This was no laughing matter. And I dread to think what could have happened if I hadn't run off. Please be aware of these creatures. Take care of yourself. What did I miss? Demons or aliens, that's right. I'm not getting any static on mine. I gotta open my. Hang on, I want to see if I am getting any static on mine. Yeah, I'm not getting any static. 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 Did you guys hear the echo? Check this out. Watch this echo. Watch this. Did you guys hear the echo? Check this out. Watch this echo. Watch this. Did you guys hear the echo? Did you guys hear the echo? Check this out. Watch this echo. Watch this. Did you guys hear the echo? What the fuck? Did you guys hear the echo? Check this out. Watch this echo. Watch this. Did you guys hear the echo? What the fuck? Did you guys hear the echo? Check this out. Sonia, it wouldn't be echoing 1,000 times over and repeating multiple times different if you think about it. The echo would be if you were close, but it's multiple echoes and it keeps repeating. That's so weird. No feedback. I'm a Virgo. The feds are probably laughing. They're like, haha, Jeff, we got you now, buddy. Oh. Yup. Junior Vargas. Anastasia, I am not going to comment on your comment there because last week I did make a stupid comment and I got called a racist. I can't believe someone called me a racist. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, I've had some Bigfoot stuff from Kansas. Yep. Patty, you're still here. No worries. Most definitely, Wilburn. Most definitely. Have you come across any wee people stories lately? No, I haven't. And I'd love to have some. I really would. Sandhoff, 100%. 100%. Okay. Bigfoot. This one's good. This one's good. I think this will be the last encounter that I'll narrate for the night, but then we'll just like talk and share experiences. I'll share some crazy stuff that I heard, and we'll talk some other crap for a little bit. All right, does that sound good? Okay. I guess. TW, I guess, he says. TW needs to start a channel and see how hard it is to do a channel, buddy. It's fucking hard, brother. I guess. I'm just kidding, TW. All right, here we go. My dad was in the United States Air Force. After 25 years of service, he retired and we moved back to my mom's hometown in Madison County, North Carolina. My dad was always active and he walked every day to stay in shape. Whether we were stationed near the beach or forests, he would walk for miles, picking up trash or visiting neighbors. We moved to a rural area, but close enough to get to town in 15 minutes. The area just had not been developed much, and there were high power lines crisscrossing the area. My dad would walk along these clear cut areas until he had a very bad experience. My dad didn't scare easily, but whatever he saw that day scared him and filled him with terror. This particular day was late August, early September, so it was still light after he had gotten home from work. The man worked until he was 65. After dinner, he decided to walk along the power lines, something he had done for several years. He would always tell us in which direction he was going. He had been gone for 90 minutes. When he returned home, looking as white as a sheet and very agitated, he told me and my sisters that he did not want us to walk along the power lines anymore and would prefer that we didn't go beyond a certain point, about a quarter of a mile. Knowing him so well, we didn't dare question him about it. Sometime later, during the next day or so, he told us what he had seen. He had been walking to where the power lines crossed a major highway and was walking back. He said that during the entire walk back, he felt like he was being watched. This area was all piney woods, no houses whatsoever. At this time, he was still smoking cigarettes and stopped to light one up and turned around to block the wind. When he did this, he looked into the woods, and there was a dark black figure about 30 yards in the woods staring at him. This dark figure had red eyes, and when it snarled and growled at him, he saw yellow fangs. My dad said he felt evil fill the air and was terrified. My dad always wore a gold cross on a chain that his mother had given him many years ago for protection. My dad put his hand on the cross and kept it there the entire walk home. He said the dark figure followed him, but never came out of the woods and never got any closer. When he got within a quarter of a mile of the house, the dark figure dissipated and vanished. The air felt safe again. Once again, my dad did not scare easily. He was a Korean and Vietnam veteran and flew recon flights over enemy territory. But whatever he saw that evening visibly terrified him. He never walked that way again. There were two ponds on the property, and while we were always comfortable at the pond close to the front of the house, none of us really liked to go to the other smaller pond, which was close to the woods, where my dad saw that dark figure. He never saw the dark figure again and always felt like he wasn't supposed to see it when he did, but did by accident. About 30 years ago, the property was sold to a developer. A large church was built and an apartment complex. Part of the land is still undeveloped because it belongs to the utility company. I have no urge to go walking along that cleared area. Yeah, definitely creepy. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think that that he, like he said, he didn't feel like he should have seen that thing. Um I think that maybe what he saw was like a watcher or something. I believe Chud is um not a true story, but I believe that it is partially true, Caden. I think there is some truth to Chud. I do believe there are shit that, lives in the New York City sewer lines. There's some very, very creepy shit under. I mean, I saw a bum shit in a cup at Penn Station once, but that was in the 90s. Yeah, yeah. No, I know. Ethan, yes, I did get it. I've got so many emails saved up that I put them in my saved thing and I have not responded to them. I like when you put Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York in your title of your videos. Snowman Dave, I do it for you, my friend. Hey, what's a watcher? A watcher is more or less like, so in California, there were these like black kind of robed tall creatures that were spotted and they watched people. Um, that's what I think could possibly be a watcher. That's what they're called. I think Dogman Bigfoot attacks could be caused by rabies somewhat. Maybe, maybe. Um, and have a good night. Thank you. I think quite possibly about that, but I don't know because there's been too many accounts for them all to have rabies, and you got to think if they had rabies, they would eventually be dead, and if they all had that with all the attacks and encounters, there'd be a shitload of dead dogmen and Bigfoot lying around. But maybe something like I don't know. Gugwe is a Micmac name. It's a Micmac name for Bigfoot. It more or less means like I think what it is it's probably like the werewolf or what Victor told us werewolf was. Gugwe. So all right, here we go. So the term Gugwe or Kukwe, Kukwes, alternate spellings is Gugwes, is Micmac, and Kukwes or Gugwe, and it's a kind of man-eating ogre from Micmac lore. The Gugwe are greedy, hairy, and sometimes skip these ads, and sometimes described as having bear-like heads. The name Kukwe or Gugwe is a diminutive form of Kuku, giant, meaning giant, or Kukwe literally means something similar to little giant. Little is relative though. Kuku or Gogo is sometimes described as being taller than the highest pine trees. A lot of people think the Gugwe or the Micmac term is a giant, a woman giant that's like 150 feet tall. So there's a lot of like people like really made like people like I saw a Gugwe. I saw the Gugwe and it scared me and it was terrible. But if they looked into it, they'd be like, wow, I don't think I saw a Gugwe. They didn't. That's Joe, that's what not Penobscot. Yeah, that's Penobscot, I think. The Guaco. Afghanistan is rumored with giants. Michelle, are you new to the channel? Because that's not rumored. There's a ton of experiences in Afghanistan and in America. I've done plenty of them here. Have you caught dark waters yet? What do you mean? Have I caught dark waters yet, Mills? I haven't talked to him in like a week, but I don't know what. I don't catch him. Yeah, you saw a video. Well, there's a lot of that's an old the Kandahar giant is yeah. Oh, he's live on YouTube now. James is my best friend. I don't watch his channel. He's not live now. He's sleeping. MJ, that's an old story. I was Dark Waters, the location is spooky. What are you? Michelle, Dark Waters is a YouTuber and his name's James and he's a YouTuber. He's my best friend. He's another researcher. He was live 2 days ago. Yeah, he emailed me and texted me. He called me yesterday actually. I forgot to call him back. Yeah, Dark Waters has been doing this for a long, long time. I don't think anyone will know what Vic Cundiff looks like. OG. Yeah, I do actually. I know that he seems what lurks beneath seems to be legit. Glimmer of hope. Thank you, thank you. What lurks beneath seems to be legit at some of his research or some of his but he sometimes does fictional stuff too. So but yeah, he seems to be a nice guy. He seems to be pretty decent. Thank you, Junior. Does he rip on guitar? I didn't know he played guitar. No, I don't. I think possibly like some like the skinwalker, the Navajo skinwalker, and some shapeshifters are conjured by uh witch doctors and stuff like that, but not all cryptids. No. Dogman has been here since early man, and quite possibly Nick Van Drimeny has quite possibly, he's an anthropologist, archaeologist. He's quite possibly proven that they've been here since before man. Bigfoot, same. Crawler, I think crawlers, or what people know as the rake, um, was created in Dulce and stuff. Yeah, you're drunk. Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Puma Pete, absolutely. When my dad was Sam, when my dad was part of the Brown Water Navy, and so that in Vietnam, and when they were in the rivers, he him and his guys saw a lot of like he believes that they saw the rock apes of Vietnam a few times too. But yeah, Penny, I don't know how you could say that though, because if dogmen and Bigfoot have been here before man, how would they be created by witches? That makes no sense. Really, Andy Davis, that's crazy. MJ Richards, thank you. Yeah, Puma Pete, I don't like how and that's why, when I had Brad on, the channel, oh man, thanks, Nick Palm Beach. I appreciate that. Um, when Brad was on my channel and he said that he disagreed with a lady that said um, dogmen and Bigfoot, you just need to say a prayer before you go in the woods. And he made fun of that. That was because of some lady that I guess Vic Cundiff had on and was like downing Brad for shooting a dog man. And like people on that channel were just blowing his ass off because he shot a dog man. Well, they're a fucking monster. What are you supposed to do? Invite him inside for tea? Here, come in, have some tea with me. Sandhoff, my dad is the same exact way. Tea and scones. Well, this lady was like that, and that's why I say, yes, go in the woods, say a prayer, say a prayer, but make sure you have a firearm with you because this lady, I guess he had on his show was like, all you really need to do before you go in the woods is say a prayer, ask them for permission to go into the woods, and they won't hurt you. Yet this woman had never been in the woods. Never been in the woods. Ethan R. Yes, I do. 100%. There's been countless um countless stories of werewolves and dogmen in Vietnam killing Vietnamese troops, like killing the Viet Cong. So yes, I do believe Victor on that. It's the prayer to kiss your ass goodbye. That woman is, I think her name was like Cryptid Karen. I think that was her name, Cryptid Karen. Thank you, Sammy A. I was just kidding. I made that up. I made that up, Puma Pete, but that was good, right? Cryptid Karen on Vic Cundiff. Just go and pray and everybody will be happy and Bigfoot won't hurt you and Dogman, well, you'll be okay. Okay? Okay.
But if you bring a gun in the woods, that's when they'll attack. Bullshit, lady. You go in the woods, say your little prayer, and then let's see you come out. Let's see you come out. Go to Dogman Island and say a prayer. Because that'll be the last prayer you ever say. Because, yes, prayer does work. Prayer works. But what if that prayer doesn't work and Dogman looks at you while you're saying the Our Father and tries to bite you? That's when you shoot it in the nuts. What's up, Libra? How are you? The government, partially, supposedly. Outside in, exactly. You know, it's all good. Good night, pups. It's all good. You should pray. You know, yes, pray before you go in the woods, whatever. But what happens, like, if you don't run into a dog man and you're out in the woods and a bear comes across you and you don't have anything but prayer? You don't have a gun. I should have brought my gun. Maybe I'll just say a prayer and the bear will go away. No, the bear's not going to go away because the bear's not a demon. The bear's a bear. The bear's going to eat you. It's called Last Rites. T. Chambers, wow, in Alabama. No shit. Prayer and a gun. That's what you need when you go in the woods. It was a little bit, dude from Texas. A little bit. Yeah, yeah. Dogman is not our friend. Definitely not our friend. I mean, I don't think, okay, here, I don't think we should actively go out and hunt them. I don't think, hey, you know, let's go in the woods and hunt a dogman today. I don't think we should be doing that. But I think when we go out in the woods, that, you know, we should be on point. You know what I mean? And most definitely, I don't believe a dog man is the protector of the forest. If so, the only thing would maybe be a Bigfoot, but I think dogmen just are monsters. They're assholes. A lot of apartments are popping up in southern Arizona. Yeah, that's not a good sign, Ethan. Not a good sign. Aristotle, Aristotle, Aristolo. Yeah, there are dogmen that aren't, you know, real assholes, but that would be more or less a skinwalker over a Navajo grave, Jay. Not a dogman. More or less a skinwalker. I mean, I've heard dogmen being in cemeteries and stuff, but I don't think they're there to protect the graves. I think they're just attracted to the area. Kathy, have you had a dogman experience? Did yours scare you in any way? Yeah, definitely, T. Yeah, no, Jay, I agree. Um, I think I know what you meant, but yeah, I think like the skinwalker, I don't know. I just don't see dogmen being friendly, you know? I mean, the reason why they were circling me and my friends were because of they wanted to get behind us. They didn't want to come up and say hi, you know what I mean? Vanita, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate that. Jesse's story was heartbreaking. And anybody that says Dogman is nice, listen to Jesse's story. Dogman and the government are not nice. But once again, I don't think people should actively go hunting them either. You know what I mean? You just don't go and be like, hey, I'm going to go hunt a dogman. You know, I think the only time you should shoot or have an altercation with one is if they are hurting your property or hurting your family or your livestock or animals. You know what I mean? Other than that, no. I was not scared, but surprised. It came out of nowhere, but the guy who saw it freaked out. So you didn't see it? Another guy saw it, or what? I don't get that. Yeah, I mean, it came up and got a 9-year-old child out of a fucking fishing thing. You saw it, okay? Well, I read your chat and or your chat thing, and it didn't. I couldn't get it. You know what I mean? What's up, Mister Billy Blue? Liz, how are you? I said hi to Libra. Jesse still hasn't recovered. He's still messed up from it. Um, he you know, it was a fucking terrible experience. Kurt, how are you? Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Skinwalker Ranch dressing now with 99% more BS added. Dude, the show is getting whack, right? Feeling, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was wondering what Andy meant too, Libra. Yeah, I mean, they did save the girl, the pregnant woman. A dog man did save a pregnant woman, but was it because it saved her? And you know, like that's like saying like every human being is good. So like because I gave you $20, is the next guy going to give you $20? Or he might give you five. No, Vanita. Victor is those are old uploads, Vanita. Victor is more than likely passed away. I don't know. 100%, but I have not spoken to him in a very, very long time. No, that was a dog man, Dis. It was a dog man. It had a tail. It looked like a coyote when it was young. I think he is. I don't know. I have not talked to him in forever. Gravity, because I shared an old upload. That's where she got the info from. Sammy, have a good night. Yes. Santo, yes. Well, is he going to call me from MJ? He won't call me from the dead and let me know he's dead. So I'll never know. Jeff, did you receive my email reply some days back? No, I didn't, Libra. Or I would have answered you back, I swear, but I didn't get it. The Skinwalker Ranch show is getting wacky. Andrew, how did you know? I did. I responded to you, Sam. I responded to your email. I already have Gravity. I already have. What's up, Adam Hernandez? How are you? We're getting snow in 3 hours. Well, now, so like when actually Santo, he moved from Colorado. So Skinwalker Ranch, they're now saying there's a new owner, yet there's never been a sale. Thank you, Avenger. I know, Caden. So there's supposed to be a new owner of Skinwalker Ranch, but it never was sold. And the Hunt for Skinwalker, the movie, had the original owner, the owner of it now, and now there's a guy who owns a bunch of properties out there. Brandon Fugel, and I don't believe he's the owner. I think Tony Robbins owns Skinwalker Ranch, and if you watch Hunt for Skinwalker, you'll be able to see. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Fugel, I think that's his last name. Brandon Fugel or something like that. Yeah. But if you watch the movie The Hunt for Skinwalker, the owner of Skinwalker Ranch is sitting shadowed, right? There was never a sale of the ranch. The ranch had not been sold in the last 7 years. So now this guy, Brandon, is saying he owns it. He sold it. I don't know. But if you watch the movie Hunt for Skinwalker, the owner in that is not Brandon Fugel. It's, if you look at the watch and you look at the ring and you go back and you look up Tony Robbins and you look at his ring and his watch, you'll see that it's yeah, he was on Sean Ryan. I can't blame you, Puma. Yeah, Ethan, yes, please do. Libra should just move to the States and marry me. There's a book. Is that it? This book right here is called The Early History of Jackson County, Georgia. The Writings of the Late G.J.N. Wilson, Embracing of Early History of Jackson County, the First Settlers from 1784, Formation and Boundaries to Present Time. This talks about Dogman in it. Back in 1841, there's a write-up. Oh, Libra, you don't know. And now you know. Anastasia, 100%. Kathy, yes. Yep. I'll put it in right now. M.Jeff at gmail.com. Boop. Boop. All right, John. Yeah. So I do, Libra. I do. Yes, I do. The book, it's right here. It's too long of a thing to repeat, so you're gonna have to rewatch the live. And so anyway, really quick, 3 hours. We're coming up on 3 hours. So anyway, homework for this week. The homework for this week is to watch Hunt for Skinwalker, the movie, not the TV show. Hunt for Skinwalker. Okay. And when you see the owner of Skinwalker Ranch and he's in that black silhouette, right? Look at his ring and look at his watch. And then look at Tony Robbins' ring and Tony Robbins' watch. They are the same ring and the same watch. The owner of Skinwalker Ranch is Tony Robbins. 100%. I don't know where it is anymore. But it's, if you guys can, and then get back to me on that, because I swear to God, it is the same ring Tony Robbins wears. And Tony Robbins is a big mother effer. And if you look at the guy that's sitting there, it is. All right. All right. I had a shit ton of fun tonight. Almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 56 minutes. What the beef does Tony want with the ranch? Well, Michelle Moore, if you think about Tony Robbins is probably a reptilian. Think about that. Tony Robbins, reptilian. Tony Robbins was never as smart as he was and never as tall or big as he was until he had a growth in his head. You'd have to really do some research on Tony Robbins. I own that movie and we'll watch it tomorrow. I hear you. Jay Cortez, have a good night. All right, guys. I had a blast. Thank you for coming and sharing everything with me. I hope you guys, Puma Pete, and who else does? And actually, who think about reptilian and what you just said, Puma Pete. Libra, have a good night. Send me that return email too. North Carolina, anywhere in the South is pretty hot right now, I think. Thank you, MJ. Kurt, I think you hit the nail on the head when you put together addiction and mental health issues to increase. Yes. Thank you for agreeing with that. I really do believe, that is true. 100%. Joe Baker, good night. It really makes me sad when these end. I really get fucking sad. Man. Dora Hernandez. Have a good night. Adam's mom. All right, guys. Sandhoff, Libra, Puma, Sonia, Andy, Snowman Dave, Michelle, Sean, Brandy. I love you all. I'll see you all next week. And shit's gonna get real this week. Make an announcement on Monday for you all. And good night. And I love you.